This is A-Level Physics Lesson 58 from the No Nonsense A-Level Physics Lesson series. And this one's all about power. Now in GCSE level, what did you learn? You learned that power was equal to the rate of doing work, which you wrote like this. Of course, that's not quite right. So it's better to write it instead as dW divided by dt, i.e. the rate of doing work. Because the power might not be constant. And we do that because when we rearrange that equation, we can end up with dW is equal to P, which might be a function of time, dt, we don't need the dot there because they're not vectors, dt, which we would then integrate. So that would give us work done is equal to the integral of power versus time. And if we plotted a graph of power versus time, the work done would be the area under the graph. You see, it just falls out of the brief knowledge of calculus that you might have. The idea, let's just do a quick sketch, just very quick. If I had a graph like this, and on the x-axis I had time, on the y-axis I had power, usually measured in watts, then if I had a relationship that looked like this, doesn't matter what it's doing, then the area is the work done. Area equals work done. Okay. And that's what that equation tells us. But we don't need to really go into that at this stage. If you do any further physics study or for your A-level mathematics, looking for opportunities to use calculus is not a bad thing. But we don't need that at this stage. In the A-level notes that I've seen, they tend to use delta and talk about a constant power, and then this equation here is fine. Okay, so what about power? Is there anything else we can do with power? Well, we know that work done is force multiplied by displacement, and therefore, and this is assuming a constant force. Okay, so it's all a bit, everything's always slightly not quite good enough. So assuming constant force, do you know what? I'm going to move that because it's a bit close to that graph, isn't it? So if I move that over here. So if we say that, and we also know that power is work done, and again, using this simplified equation, and power is work done divided by time, and that assumes a constant power. Assuming constant power, then we combine these two equations. Power is going to equal force multiplied by displacement divided by time. What is the displacement divided by the time? That is the velocity. So you end up with force multiplied by velocity. And usually this is just written as P equals FV. But yeah, you should have various other symbols there as well. And it's not quite right because it ignores any possible rate of changes. So anyway, P equals FV is how it usually appears on GCSE specifications. So that's another way of calculating the power is the force multiplied by the velocity, just like you got the work done is the force multiplied by the displacement. Assuming constant force, assuming constant power, you can calculate the velocity that something will reach if that much power is transferred for a certain given force. Okay, fine. What else can we do with this equation? We can obviously plug numbers in to calculate the power. We can look at electric power, and we will move on to that when we do electricity later on. This is all mechanical, so let's say this is mechanical power. But we can actually calculate an electrical power, which is equal to a potential difference multiplied by a current, and that's an electrical power. And that's why it's important that we know that current transfers energy, but it's not in itself a store of energy. That's the current, and that's the potential difference. But we'll do this in a later topic, to be covered later when we do electricity. We're not going to cover it now. That would be reckless. Okay, anything else we need to talk about with power? Well, no, that's it. Only short. The learning objectives for this lesson, stating the physical quantities involved in power. Well, there it is. Work done, time, force, velocity. It says how you would develop more power as you go up a flight of stairs. We can go faster, or you can push harder with your legs. So P equals FV, make one of those terms bigger, and explain why a 100-watt light bulb is more powerful than a 40-watt light bulb when each works at the same mains voltage. Well, the 100-watt light bulb transfers 100 joules every second, and the 40-watt light bulb transfers 40 joules every second. I don't know what else to tell you. It's very straightforward stuff. So I will stop. I'll leave this here. I don't know what else to say. This is it. This is the equation. That was a very, very short setup. Look at all this empty paper. Never mind. Very short lesson, but I don't usually spend a whole lesson on this at school anyway. So I hope you found that useful.